Get me through, get me you, get me half a ton into. I got eyes like baby blue, we wanna moan it. What I do, just like you, got me severed right into. We got too much to do for all I wanted.
Today on the podcast, we are featuring the Detroit-based Psych Pop indie rock duo, Jobbaloon. Learn more about them and listen to their track, Baby Blue. Welcome to the Eat, Sleep, Breathe Music Podcast, where we talk all things music. I'm your host, Jeanette Kinzel, music blogger and enthusiast. Let's get started with today's episode. Just popping in to give you guys a heads up. This podcast contains paid promotional content. That means we were compensated for the feature. All opinions are our own, and we only choose to represent music that we truly dig. Now on with the show. Hey everyone, welcome to the Eat, Sleep, Breathe Music Podcast. I'm your host, Jeanette, and I am excited to chat with you today about the Detroit duo, Jobbaloon. So for anyone who is unfamiliar with the podcast, and this may be your first time listening, what we do here is listen to new music and different artists, and then we kind of talk about their background, and then give a little review and thought of like what we think of the track, or what I think of the track, because I'm just one person here. And then we play the song, and then I'd love to know what you think. Today we are talking about, as I said, the Detroit duo Jobbaloon, and I'm going to give you a little bit of background on who they are right now. Jobbaloon consists of Joshua Achatz and Justin Squires. Justin Squires is a producer, and Joshua Achatz is a writer, producer, guitarist, pianist, and singer, and the two of them come together to create Jobbaloon. Their music combines psychedelia melded with riffs of indie, alternative, and pop rock, so they could probably be described as someone who would appeal to a wider audience where, if someone's not really into psychedelic music, they might not be into a band that's like fully fledged psychedelic. But I would say Jobbaloon is not necessarily fully psychedelic. They do have influences of psychedelia as well as pop, but I would say, their music has an upbeat feel. It also conveys a lot of emotion. This is actually the second track that I've heard from them. The first one that I had heard was called Days, and that one I would say is a little bit more upbeat than this track. This track is still upbeat, but there's kind of like not really a solemn feel to it, but also, it's not as a happy-go-lucky sounding as Days. That is the kind of nice thing about this band. They have a lot of variation in their music, and both of these tracks are actually off of their latest release called The Invitation. I was doing some research online just to get some more information on the band, and I came across a bunch of reviews that were talking about how they compared this band to the likes of Incubus, and there was one particular song that they said had like that early 2000 rock band feel, especially sounding like Hoobastank, Doug, Rob, and Brandon Boyd from Incubus. And I haven't really listened to Hoobastank or Incubus in a little while, so I was kind of unsure of that. I didn't really feel that when I listened to this song. It wasn't like the first thing that brought to my mind. And then I went back and actually listened to Incubus and Hoobastank, and Hoobastank did sound kind of like Incubus, so I went back to listen to both of them, and I actually could see that feel, and there was definitely that type of similarity within this particular song, Baby Blue, which was kind of interesting. And I wonder if it's really there, or if maybe I was just reading it and then I was thinking it when I was listening to Incubus again. I don't know. I'd love to know what you think if you listen to this song, if you feel that Incubus, Hoobastank vibe and sound to it. Regardless of that, the song is good, and Achatz has a pretty awesome vocaling style. I like his kind of crooning and that brooding voice. He definitely has that nice, compliment to the music, the music is a little bit not of a downer, but it's got some piano beats that are kind of going, and his vocaling styles kind of pair nicely with that. The song is pretty short. It's only about 1 minute and 56 seconds, but it does pack a lot of power and pack a lot of emotion within that short time frame. You know, even from the opening, like the song opens with Achatz just kind of singing, and there's the vocals start, and then the piano comes in, and it's very powerful. You know, listening to those opening lines, you can hear the sadness and heartbreak in his voice, and I think it also showcases his, vocal abilities. I also like the instrumentation in this song. Towards the end, there is a culmination of the different instruments, and you can hear the piano and you can hear the guitar, and some of them I cannot actually distinguish. I think I need to listen to it a couple more times, but I do like how everything kind of culminates at a couple parts, and it's just like this beautiful harmony. This song has a lot of layers to it. I feel like the first time I listened to it, I got the feel of the piano, and then the second time, after listening to Incubus, I got the sound of Incubus. And then, the third time I'm listening to it, I feel like there is this bluesy kind of, not angst, but kind of sassiness to it. And it kind of shows there's a lot to this song. Even being such a short track, there's a lot packed in. From reading their bio, they seem like they are pretty funny guys themselves. They joke about how they want to emulate others for commercial success, and they also, they'll bash the music industry, but they also, they're fully prepared to do whatever they can to kind of get a music contract. So it's, it seems like they don't take themselves too seriously and are pretty funny. Their goal is to kind of give their fans a show. They often define themselves as an audiovisual experience, not just a band. They really want to transcend the listening experience. According to the band, their goal is to kind of create a full-on psychedelic experience, complete with trippy video, projection, smoke, lights, confetti, etc. They want it to be not your typical lackluster local show, but something that's like in your face, grabbing your attention, and hard to look away from. It definitely sounds like an interesting show, and from what I've read, it seems like they are a fun band to see live. If you're looking for other musical comparisons, they have been recommended if you are interested in the bands Radiohead, Billie Eilish, and Imagine Dragons. Overall, I really enjoyed listening to this band and their track, Baby Blue. Their music was sonically entertaining and enlightening. I really enjoyed the jazzy, piano, blues, sassy sounds. I would love to know what you think. So what I'm going to do now is I'll play the track for you. So here is Baby Blue by Jobbaloon.
Get me through, get me you, get me half a ton into. I got eyes like baby blue. I'm on it. What I do, just like you, got me severed right into. We got too much to do for all I wanted. I want it, want it, let it want it, want it, let it want it, want it, let it want it. Get me through, just like you, but I'm severed right into. Eyes are wide and baby blue. We want them on it. What I do, and I never wanted to. All I want along, I got 'em gone. I'm on it.
We would love to know what you think about this track. You can tell us in a comment on our podcast episode webpage or leave us an audio comment at the link in the episode summary. For more information on Jobbaloon, you can check out their official website, www.jobbaloon.net, and you can also follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at the handle Jobbaloon Music. That's JOBBALOONMUSIC. If you're looking for more new music, be sure to subscribe to our podcast. See our other podcast episodes and as well as our music features on our website at www.eatsleepbreathemusic.com. That's EATSLEEPBREATHEMUSIC.com. Thanks so much for listening to the Eat, Sleep, Breathe Music podcast. To find new music and learn more about what we do, you can check out our website at www.eatsleepbreathemusic.com.